This creeper gunpowder farm for Minecraft Bedrock Edition is totally insane, providing all this gunpowder within only 10 minutes of using and 48 stacks within 1 hour. Now, you can build this farm wherever you want to, except Mushroom Islands, and for everything else, the rates are the same. The first thing that we're gonna do is to stack up by 100 blocks, and if you build this above water, like me, you're gonna start counting at the surface of the water, so stack up 100 solid blocks. Here we are, and for your convenience in survival mode, you wanna have an easy access to this point, and I recommend placing some ladders at the side, or you can also swap the blocks for scaffoldings. You want to continue the line of ladders all the way down, and once you're finished, you want to go to the top again. Here at the top, the first thing that we're gonna do is to extend out into this direction by 3 blocks. Then you want to go into that direction, and you want to do this by 6 blocks, and that means when you fill in this entire platform, you will get a 7 by 4 platform. And you want to check that it really is 7 by 4, otherwise the other measurements won't fit either. Then the next thing that we're gonna do is to remove these exact 3 blocks, and you want to make sure that it is these exact 3 blocks. Then what we're gonna do is to place a double chest in this position and a hopper behind the double chest, funneling into the chest. Now that we got the storage system for the farm already set up, we continue with the trident killer. And in order to build this, you want to place a piston in all these 4 locations. In order to place it on the chest, you're gonna sneak. As you can see, this will give you a windmill shape like this. And now you want to stand in the middle, take your observers, and place 4 observers, all pointing into these directions. That means with the arrow facing to their respective piston. Do this for our 4 sides. And then, after doing this, you want to place redstone torches in the corners at the side of the pistons, and the pistons will extend and give you a redstone clock like this. What you're gonna do as the next step is to place a lever in the front side, so right above the chest, and flick it, and this will turn off the redstone clock. Then you're gonna throw in a trident with any durability, and after doing this, place 2 glass in these 2 positions, in the front side of the farm, and then in the rest of the area you wanna place solid blocks all around the entire trident killer. After doing this, you want to continue with 15 more layers of blocks on top of the trident killer. This will give you a tube that looks like this, and now the next step will be to take some signs, and you want to place 2 signs on this side of the tube, 1 block beneath the surface, and then 2 signs on the other side. Then you want to place a bucket of water in this position, and you want to continue with 6 more layers to this tube. Here we are, and just by the way, the water right there is for the creepers, so they don't die of fall damage but get killed by the trident killer, and that means you can use looting 3 swords with this farm. As the next step, what you want to do is to extend out by 7 blocks into one of the 4 directions, and after doing this, you want to do this for every direction. After doing this, you want to connect all of the 4 lines of blocks that you just placed, and then fill in the entire platform. This will give you a solid platform, and I think it goes without saying that the 4 blocks in the middle need to be open so all the creepers can drop through. As the next step, you want to go to the edge of the platform, there place a temporal block, and then place a rim all the way around the entire platform, but not on the platform, but 1 block diagonally like this. You want to continue that rim all the way around the entire platform. And after you've finished that ring of blocks, you want to continue with another layer, but out of stairs that point inwards. Again, you want to do this all the way around the entire platform. This will give you a structure like this, and now the next thing will be to place another few blocks outside of that ring, because we will need an infinite source of water. Using, of course, 2 water buckets, you can create an infinite source of water, and you can take that water to fill in every single of these stairs with a water source. As you can see, this will give you a perfect water stream, so all the creepers will be transported into the middle automatically and be killed by the trident killer, and at this point you can remove the infinite source of water again. For the next step of the building process, you want to come to the middle of the entire thing, and there you want to go up by 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks and break these 3 again. Now you want to place 3 more so that you got a 2x2 platform that is aligned with the hole in the middle of the platform below. Now what you're gonna do is to extend out by 16 blocks into all 4 directions. That will give you a cross looking like this, and now you want to fill in everything so you got a solid platform. I know this will take a lot of blocks, but I tell you, it is definitely worth it for all the gunpowder later. Once you're finally done building this massive platform, what you need to do is to find the middle of the entire thing again, or maybe leave open the blocks from the beginning, because you need to remove the 4 blocks that align with the hole below again. Then you also need to remove all the blocks in these 2 lines again, all the way back to the water streams. Make sure to leave the blocks above the stairs like this, and you want to do this for all 4 sides. So remove these 2 lines of blocks. This should give you a star shape exactly looking like this. What you also want to do is to remove these blocks right here in order to connect these 2 streams, and it should be looking like this. And you want to do this for all 4 sides. This will give you 4 separated smaller areas and 1 outside area. What you're going to do with the outside area is very simple. First of all, you want to go to the corner and you want to place slabs diagonally in this line like this. And you want to do this for all 4 corners. Once you finish doing this, you also want to do something with the middle. And what you want to do is to place 2 lines of slabs all the way to the end, and these 2 lines should align with the openings in the middle. So do this all the way till the end of the platform, and then repeat for all 3 remaining sides. Now, in order to prevent spiders from spawning later, what we need to do is to take some trapdoors, and we're gonna start placing a trapdoor in this location. Then place a trapdoor every other block, meaning 9 trapdoors on top of this small platform right here. Repeat this for the other 3 inner platforms, and then you want to do the same thing for the outside area as well. Start by placing a trapdoor in this location and then place a trapdoor every other block. If you can't get the pattern yourself, just copy mine, it is pretty straightforward. But once you finish doing this, you also need to place trapdoors inside of the openings that we created. That means all the way around the platforms, and also in the inner cross section. Now these trapdoors at the side of the blocks are in order to lure the creepers into the water streams, because they will think these are full blocks and will walk on top of them, above them and into the water. Now let's continue building the farm. In order to do this, what you want to do is to place 2 blocks on top of this slab right here and break this block. Then just copy the entire platform that you built below, but at this height. Now this will give you a result looking like this, and before we can continue with a 3rd layer, we need to place some buttons at the lower side of this platform. Now you will need to place a button at least above every block where there is no trapdoor or slab below. But if you want to and it makes your life easier, you can also place buttons in these locations, so everywhere. As you can see, I'm finished, and now for the max rates, you can continue with up to 5 more platforms above the first 2 ones. Now that will give you a result like this, but you don't need to build the full 7 layers. You can build a number of platforms that fits your resources best, but I definitely recommend the 7 layers if you can afford that. Now regardless of the number of layers that you will have, in the end you will need to build a roof above the entire thing. And for that, you want to place 2 blocks in the corner and break the one below. Now, outgoing from that block, just place a platform that is aligned with the one below, with the only difference of course that our roof is completely solid. Next up, you're gonna extend out by 10 blocks and do this for all 4 sides. Then fill in all the remaining blocks so you end up having a solid platform that is extended by 10 blocks into every direction. Here we are, and finally light up the top of the roof so that no mobs can spawn up here and your farm will be good to go. Before I show you how to use this farm, I want to give you some troubleshooting advice. First of all, what you want to make sure is that your difficulty for the world is hard, and also that the simulation distance is on 4 chunks. If this isn't the case, you will actually need to save and quit the game, and then at the world, you want to click on the edit button, and there at the advanced settings, you can change the simulation distance right here. As you can see, we could change that to up to 12 chunks, but for this instance, you will need to have it at 4 chunks. Now that being said, in survival mode, you will need to AFK at this spot right here, right next to the double chest, and then also you want to flick the lever for the trident killer, and within a minute or so, the farm should start spawning creepers. Now you definitely want to be using a looting 3 sword. This will maximize your rates, and you just have to hold it in order for it to be applied. Now just AFK in this position right here, and in the end this will give you 45 to 48 stacks of gunpowder per hour. Now in the end, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you will leave a subscription, because this will help us both and you won't miss any further content. Then I hope we see us again in the next video. See ya!